Returned with the final series of the night. We've returned with the grand finals of the Ursasaurus Cup number 4. A massive shout out to Ursa TV and to Stegosaurus for funding this event, for sponsoring and making this event a reality. A big shout out to all the other community casters as well. Shout out to Dave Testa, Steadfast, Pig, and Enki, Rocklets, and every other caster out there. Thank you so much, everyone coming together, making this event a reality. And now we're jumping into the best of 5. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent getting... We have the blue Protoss player from South Korea representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. Already. Goddamn. Red Protoss. As we do see, ByuN being a little bit cheeky, does skirt around the edge of the map and is going for an eBay block here at the natural. A cheeky start here for ByuN will delay the expansion, as we do settle in. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to get your gamba going. Oh my god. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will be this week's champion. Will it be herO or will it be ByuN? Will it be our Protoss or our Terran player? Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. So in the chat, I'm late, but I saw the bracket. Looks like ByuN got his mojo back. It never went any. What do you mean? It was 2 weeks ago. That was the week of ByuN. Shaking my head. Shaking. We're literally 2 weeks ago. ByuN was winning everything. But I guess he had a week off, and that means the mojo was gone. Cap. But we are going to be settling in. But what is important is that herO has returned. We mentioned this earlier, but may as well reiterate coming into the grand finals. herO post EWC did go on vacation. He did take a month off. herO has been absent from all these tournaments, from Ursasaurus, Wordy TVs, Tenacious Turtle Tussles. herO has been just enjoying himself, just taking a break, spending time with his wife, of course, with his family. After EWC, I don't blame him. It was an intense tournament. After WTL as well. And now herO's back. He's back after a bit of a hiatus. And to make it all the way to the finals is impressive. But herO did stumble on his way here. He did show some weakness against Shin earlier. True. Did drop a map to Shin. But we'll see how herO compares to ByuN. We shall see, as ByuN behind this is going to be opening up with a factory follow-up after forcing the unnatural natural. We have seen players abuse this by going into Hellion, but no, ByuN is going into Cyclone instead. So double or reactored Cyclone opener here by ByuN, designed to try to punish this expansion. Again, the unnatural natural. We'll see if he can. Not just going to be 2, he's doubling down, going up to 4 Cyclones. Now, this response used to be a lot more common at the start of the year, back in the previous patch of Cyclone. With the newer Cyclone, it's a little bit less effective. The army is spotted. Ooh, herO did open up Stargate. That is a Stargate opener out of herO. He's going to be defending with Phoenixes. It's not going to be an easy defense here for herO. We'll see if he can pull it off. Can lift Cyclone. Can and will. There we go. Very nice catch. If ByuN had waited for an extra wave of Cyclones, then I would have been concerned for herO, but herO shuts down one, forces back the other, and the backup Cyclones are a little bit too late. They're a little bit too late to help support. So a very, very nice start here for herO. It could have been so much worse if ByuN had banked up and moved out with 4 Cyclones instead. Maybe a different outcome. As ByuN is not stopping. He's not... He is not stopping. I'm reminded of a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned before that ByuN, it was 2 weeks ago where he was winning everything, and one of the builds that he did whip out against Protoss was Mass Cyclone into a form of mech. Cyclone production has continued, and I believe ByuN went up to, was it 12 Cyclones? Right now he's on, what would have been 6, now getting up to 8. I want to say 10 to 12. But we'll see. There we go. There's the second factory. It is going to be mech. So ByuN, he is embracing mech once again. This is not the first time we've seen this build. He is making Gumiho very happy. He's making Gumiho proud. Going into Mass Cyclone. From here, should be getting into, I almost said Hyperflight Rotors. Hurricane Engines. That's it. The Hurricane Engines. And then once he has enough Cyclones, getting into tank production. Behind this, herO is still just fortifying himself, moving out with Stalker Phoenix, getting to a bay behind this into Colossus. Now, what is interesting to me, as he does confirm some of these Cyclones, is that even though we've seen this build before, because herO has been on a break, I don't know if herO's played against this. Like, the last time we saw ByuN do this was, what, like last week? 2 weeks ago? And that was during the absence of herO. So I'm curious how herO will approach this. Oh, as he can lift every single... Oh, he lifts every single Cyclone! The Cyclones get caught out. They all get lifted. herO, do you lift? Of course, Papi. He shuts every single one down. GG gets called. And herO will take game number 1. GG. Let's go. herO does take the first game. Again, unfortunately for ByuN, he had his army split up. He had Cyclones that were busy, or they were being kept back in the main and in the natural. The reason for this is because ByuN was getting ready for, like, harass defense. He was expecting the Phoenixes to kind of pivot in between the bases and harass the mineral lines, so ByuN was split between them. Because of that, he was pulled apart, he was left fragmented, and he was picked apart. GG, well played. Very, very nice handling of the situation. Especially when it comes to this kind of mech style in TvP, it really hits its stride in the mid game. Once all the production gets up and running, once the upgrades kick in, once ByuN gets into tank production as well, it can really look terrifying. I mean, we've seen that many times against Showtime, in Gumiho versus Showtime, in Stars War 11, in Home Story Cup. Like, mech kind of is a very niche build in TvP and has its place, but herO shut it down well ahead of time. GG, well played. A very dominant showing there by herO. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Mass Cyclone again in this series. Maybe like in Game 4, but not here in Game 2 or 3. And here we go. We're getting into Post-Youth for our second game. We're diving into Post-Youth, and here we go. Spawning. Oh, God, they switched places. God damn it. Hold on, I'll fix up the colors. There we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Post-Youth, we have... Oh, I have to fix that up. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. Down to the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. herO is washed. herO is literally the best Protoss in the world. What are you saying? Someone in the chat is outing themselves as someone that doesn't watch StarCraft. Oh my god. Papi, you should watch more StarCraft. Ah. As herO is going to be opening up with the gate expand. And likewise, ByuN opening up with a more economic opener as well. Rax expand from our Terran player. So we're going to be calming things down here in the early game. We're going to be settling in. Are going to be settling in. Ooh, now it's going to be herO's turn to be the aggressor. Pylon has been placed. herO setting up for a proxy. Cybercore Zone is done. I'm curious if herO's going to be going for a proxy Stargate or just a gateway. I'm curious. No shot. herO does go for the gate the gate expanded to Cybercore. Okay, he's coming back in. I imagine going for the Stargate. That would make the most sense. Otherwise, it should be a regular gateway. herO building up. Gathering gas. Warps in an Adept. Now has enough, and there it is. There we go. 150 gas is going for the Stargate. Stargate opener here by herO. Reaper does dive in. Adepts are keeping up. And ByuN is going to be zoned away. It's going to be zoned back. ByuN behind this going 3cc. ByuN is very fond of 3cc 3-backs. Does typically do it on larger maps like Side Delta. It is bold of him to do it here on Post Youth, but it is a more defendable map. And the Reaper literally does a 360 and goes around the location of the proxy. Doesn't scout, doesn't get eyes on this, and there's a lot of potential for herO to get damage done. The Oracle is on the way. Now behind this, there's no Cyclones, there's no Vikings, it's only vanilla Marines to defend. Now Marines, they can hold their own against Oracles in high numbers, but only in high numbers. We have 4 so far. Oracles on the way. We'll see if herO can punish the greed of ByuN. Dipping into the main. Reaper is shut down, gets eyes on the additional gateways, gets eyes on the Twilight Council. Oracle does reveal itself, but the Marines are ready for it. Yeah, only 2 SCV kills. The Oracle does get eyes on the 3rd CC. Gets another worker. Ooh, getting to 4, but it does cost it its life. Not the best trade for herO. 4 workers for 1 Oracle. Ay, ay, ay. So nice defense out of ByuN. And from here, ByuN is going to be able to stabilize, going to be able to build up, get into a very fast 3rd base, and he's looking to snowball out of control in the mid game. Like, the power of this build by ByuN is getting his 3rd up and running. Like, this fast 3rd base has yet to really come into play. Once it does, a Terran player can just skyrocket ahead in supply. And herO has been unable to punish this. Does invest into a 2nd Oracle, but now there's a turret, now there's more Marines. Yeah, the chances of getting damage done is that much lower. herO does get 1 SCV. Oh, not even! Oh my god! Gets 1! No! 1 SCV for 1 Oracle. Not a good trade here as herO gets shut down. Behind this, herO is transitioning into Blink Stalkers. I imagine Blink Stalkers. Twilight Council is done. Army's moving out. But a lot of his tech has been delayed. And there we go. Blink is now on the way. And there's just so much pressure on herO. And I think we can really contest against this army. Yeah, the Marines, they do stim out. I mean, stim is almost done. And I don't see herO really saving much of this army. It does actually trade quite well against a lot of the Marines. Surprisingly well. The Adepts, they got a lot of damage there. That's crazy. Oh my god. I underestimated Guardian Shield. But that was 17 Marines for 3 Stalkers and 3 Adepts. What's important here is that this means that the sim timing and the potential counterattack for ByuN is that much weaker, as he lost the majority of his Marines. But I don't think that really matters too much here. I mentioned before that the power of this build isn't necessarily the stim timing, it's the 3rd base timing. And the 3rd base is on the way. I do like herO taking the gold. It is a good way to stabilize and try to keep up with the economy of ByuN. Rushing into the gold base is the 4th. So herO is still in this. The gold base can be a big factor here for herO. Likewise, it shades in, gets an SCV. Does manage to get an SCV. Meanwhile, ByuN is going to be rotating towards that center base, going for the gold. Shield batteries are done, but where's the army? The Artosis pylon is going to go down. A brutal pickoff. herO was not in position. The base should fall. And ByuN, he can just keep going from here. Can just keep going. Stalkers have arrived, but the base goes down. And ByuN is stimming in. He smells blood. He wants to go for the kill. He wants to go for the throw. Gets a sentry. Reinforcements have arrived. herO will hold. But again, the way for herO to come back in this game was the gold, and it was denied. It was punished. Gold base has to be rebuilt. Behind this, ByuN on assault 3 base economy. And now ByuN can focus on his army. Now he can focus on just building up and moving out. ByuN does need some time to gather up his forces, get his production going. Plus, some armor is almost done. Armory as well for +2. And behind this, herO is still stuck with a gateway composition. So it's going to be Stalkers and Zealots. But there's no Temple Archives, there's no Robotics Bay. It's going to be a tough fight for herO. And we spoke earlier, like, the power of this 3cc build is the mid-game. And you can see ByuN, he's up, what, 40 supply? That's a lot of supply, papi. It's a lot of supply. ByuN is moving out. He's got his upgrades. He's got Sim, Combat Shields. Plenty of Marauders. And nice spread here with the Winter Mines. And despite the concave here from herO, his army just doesn't really contest against all these Marauders. Does have the Overcharge though. Overcharge gets popped, Shield Rider gets targeted down. Winter Mines haven't really come into play, but now they're finally going to be going off. herO, he will hold. He does defend. He survives the first wave, but that was merely wave 1. And here come the reinforcements. ByuN is gearing up and getting ready for wave number 2. The aggression does not end. And the dominoes are falling, one after the other, in favor of ByuN. Each defense is now much more difficult here for herO. He's going to dive in. Winter Mine shot's about to go up on the Zealots. Oof, massive connections. And ByuN, he's broken through. Once again, the 4th base is going to fall. There's no saving it. Not this time. Or not anymore. Nexus falls. Reinforcements have arrived. Boys are being pulled. Bit of a desperation moment here from herO. But he is overwhelmed. GG gets called and ByuN ties up the series 1-1. GG. We have a back and forth. We have a back and forth, which is all we wanted. It is not going to be a 3-0 in either direction. We're tied up. We are tied up. Again, winding it back, a big reason why this game played out the way that it did. As a reminder, herO did open up proxy Stargate, and if you recall, the proxied oracles didn't really get much damage done. The first oracle killed 4 SCVs, the second oracle killed 1 SCV. That was 5 workers for 2 oracles. The oracles were killed, they were shut down, and ByuN was able to freely take his third, because ByuN was being quite greedy there, going 3cc, 3 racks. So the greed wasn't punished, the opener of herO was, and did fall behind. herO's comeback mechanic, his way to bounce back in that game, was to rush into the gold, as we saw, but he wasn't able to hold on to it. The first time he took it, did go down. herO was out of position, the base fell, and yeah, with that, ByuN was looking quite secure. Looking very secure, and with that, we're getting into game 3, and spawning in... God, they keep switching sides! God damn it. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkion, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Weibo Gaming. It is herO. Here we go. But yes, as Centric is saying, a lot of it did come down to the early game, like the initial proxy, the lack of damage, the builder choice of ByuN as well. Like, it all just led into ByuN snowballing out of control. Speaking of openers, interesting, we do have ByuN opening up with a hidden proxy racks. Let's go. Opening up double gas as well. See here, attempting to scouts, getting behind the mineral line. I know they're laughing at least. ByuN's like, get out of here. What are you... herO won't be shut down. You know what I want to believe? That ByuN's like, oh, where's my racks? Where is it? Where did it go? You don't know where it is. It's in your main. And herO's like, what are you saying? It's not in my main. What do you mean? What are you talking about? herO with his probe, it looks like he will actually... Oh, will he? He will. He will scout the racks. Very nicely done. herO, he doesn't take the bait, does find the proxy. herO, he's like, mate, what are you doing? And ByuN is like, TT. Smooch. So ByuN trying to mind game, trying to big brain herO, alas, doesn't quite work. Ideally, this forces an overreaction. Ideally, you do want to... Oh my god, he's going for Marauder? Okay. Double gas into factory with proxy Marauder. Is this a one base? This looks like a one base all in. ByuN, he's committing. Okay. And I mean, herO, he's feeling safe, he's feeling secure. herO, he saw the fake proxy, he's like, okay, I guess it's a normal build. it's anything but. Here come the Marauders. So ByuN being quite flexible. Yep, starport's on the way. It's a one base all in. One base all in out of ByuN. And if herO isn't too careful, if herO doesn't rescout, if he doesn't realize what's going on, then it could all end here and now. Now, thankfully, herO is getting a safety shield battery. We'll have an overcharge. Overcharge is going to be available at the natural. Ooh, opening up Twilight Council. That is a little bit scary because I believe the initial Twilight Council upgrade will not be a part of the defense. Whether he goes into Blink or Charge, I mean, most likely Blink. If there was a Robo, he could crank out an Immortal, which would be ideal. And I'm hoping he throws down additional gateways. It's going to be a 2-gate setup here for herO. I'm hoping he throws down a 3rd gateway. But again, herO is still in the dark. herO did not follow up with... I mean, he did follow up with an Adept, but he's keeping up with the Reaper. And ByuN, he's just rallying across the map. So it's going to be Marauders to deal with the Gateway Army and Hellions to eviscerate the economy. So Marauder Hellion. Stim is being researched. Okay. That I was not expecting. Stim is also on the way. It's going to be 3 Marauders, soon to be 4. Medevac has arrived. Oh boy, and this is going to be a tough defense for herO. This is his army. He has 1 Stalker and 1 Adept. He's getting caught out, and that might just be game. Stalker goes down. Another Stalker coming in. Shield battery gets targeted. Boys are being pulled. But that's what the Hellions are for. Yeah, the workers are lining up, but they do get a nice surround. The Medevac was late. Medevac saves 2 of the Marauders. Stalker putting in a lot of damage. Oh, there's the question mark. herO trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Oh my god. And ByuN is laughing. And he's breaking into the main base, takes out another Stalker. There's 2 left. And there's a shield battery. Oh, barely out of range though. 1 Stalker remaining. Blink is on the way, but it looks like it might not come into play. There's the overcharge. Overcharge gets popped. herO, can he hold? Can he hold? He can. Takes out the Hellion. And remember, herO, he may have lost 17 pros, but he's still up in worker. I say he's up. He's still got a healthy probe count and 2 bases. Ooh, Medevac falls. I'm guessing another Stalker gets both. GG gets called. Nothing left, and ByuN will take a lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Again, it was a 1 base all in, and herO had no follow-up scout. If you remember, herO, he had a false sense of security because he scouted the racks, and it was a fake proxy location. It was, of course, a fake proxy, and with that, herO, he was caught with his pants down. ByuN snowballs out of control, and does take the game, but that was a very unorthodox build, very unorthodox game. herO clearly had no idea what the hell was happening. I was like, what's going on right now? What just happened? ByuN's like, what do you mean? I proxied you. Obviously. Clearly. The mind games have mind games. Exactly. The fake proxy suddenly turned into a real one. And with that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4. And does the series end here and now? Or does herO bring it back? We haven't seen a standard game yet. We have yet to embrace a standard mid-game and a macro back and forth. It's all been crazy. It's all been chaotic. We'll see if that continues. We'll see if that does continue, as spawning into the bottom right hand corner of side Delta. I was just switching the names over. In the bottom right hand corner, we have our South Korean Terran player for Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from becoming this week's Ursasaurus Cup champion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Weibo Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is herO. We go. Hello, Mr. SCV. As ByuN is going to be skirting around the edge of the map, and it looks like he's going for an eBay block. He's sneaking up on the natural expansion, and the goal here, similarly to previously in the series, is to force the unnatural natural out of herO. We saw this on Oceanborn earlier today. Now, if you remember, because of the proxy eBay, that means that ByuN, despite going for a single gas opener, cannot afford a CC. He's going to be going for a factory on the high ground instead. Now, on Oceanborn, this led into reactored Cyclone production, into Mass Cyclone, into Mech. Because it didn't work on Oceanborn, I don't see ByuN kind of doing that again here on Side Delta. Still will go for the factory, but this can just lead into, you know, initial safety Cyclone, into Bio, into 311. We'll keep an eye on ByuN. Oh my god. Here he wants the SCV. Doesn't quite get it. SCV survives. herO forsake the unnatural natural. eBay is cancelled. And the damage has been done. herO is now exposed. And how does herO respond? With a Stargate or with a Twilight Council? Now we saw again on Oceanborn did open up Stargate to help defend, to help protect his bases. Probe does fall. CC on the high ground. It's not going to be a one base all in this time. Now what is interesting to me... Oh. Hello. What's going on? Now, if you remember, I assumed that because of the eBay, we were going to be going for a Rax into Factory. Instead, it was Rax, Reaper into Add-on, and it's going to be a 3 Rax follow-up. Okay, it's been a while. Has been a while since we've embraced this. Meanwhile, herO reading this very well, going for a Robo Opener. Okay, so a couple different things. One, 3 Rax is a stim timing. This is a very bio heavy, very marine heavy, and Marauder stim timing here for ByuN. Can hit like a truck, it can overwhelm, it can kill a Protoss player if they open Stargate. It's not a Stargate though, it's a Robo. And a Robo Opener typically indicates defensive play. It leads into earlier Immortal, it leads into earlier potentially Colossus production as well. This can be Robo into Bay, into Colossus. The Reaper will confirm, ByuN knows. So important scout here by ByuN. He is aware of the more defensive style here by herO. Ooh, gets a second probe. Now the question becomes, does herO indeed go for the Bay and go into Fast Colossus, or does he go for a safety Immortal and go into, you know, a Twilight Council into Blink Stalker? herO is working with incomplete information. Doesn't exactly know what's going on. For all herO knows, it could be 3CC. Like we saw in Post-Youth. You know, Stim is on the way, Marauder should be amassing. ByuN is aware of the potential of Immortals and Colossus. Gases are being taken. And herO is just now moving out with the Observer. Getting a second Observer as well. And with the Observer, he should be able to confirm. But it is going to be a tough defense. Now, typically, in this situation, if herO scouts this and if he realizes what's going on, all he has to do is warp in sentries, and then he can defend on 2 bases. He can very easily defend, all he has to do is force field the ramp, and the Bio Army does nothing. The problem is, because of the unnatural natural, force fields are quite limited in their usefulness here. The third base, or the natural, is very exposed, so it's going to be a much more difficult defense for herO. He does confirm. Observer gets sniped, but at least he gets eyes on the opener. Stim is almost done. herO is indeed skipping the Immortal, going for a War Prism into a Twilight Council. Risky move here by herO, but it looks like he wants to try to take the fight to ByuN. This is also like the correct move. Ideally, because ByuN should be moving out... Never mind. I was going to say he should be moving out without Medivacs, but he's going for a later timing. He is going for the add-on swap. So typically he moves out like just purely with Marine Marauder, and then ideally the Protoss player wants to bait out a Stim, because every Stim does hurt, every Stim does kill. But we're setting up for Medivacs. ByuN is moving out a little bit later. Depot goes down. There's the add-on swap. Medivac's going to be on the horizon. But yeah, this is a unique adaptation out of ByuN. Just a later move out, a later timing. Like, Stim is already done, and ByuN is staying back at home for now. This is giving herO more time. The Observer gets caught. Nice catch here by ByuN. herO behind this, rushing into Storm. Additional gateways. There's a safety shield battery at the third. It's weird calling it the natural. It's you know, the second base at the third location. And now ByuN can break free. You have a drop towards the left. Just a singular medevac drop. Usually we would see the double drop. We'd see 16 Marines moving out across the map. ByuN being a little more conservative here. Moving out with a singular drop, and his main army does push through the center. Is spotted by the observer. Storm is done. But it is only 8 Marines. Whose nation does catch the drop. And that does distract herO. Oh. herO, he's being pulled apart, he's being distracted, and here comes the main army of ByuN. He sims in. He's going for the natural. He's diving into the natural base. herO out of position. Going into the main even. Oh my god. ByuN, he just walks right in. Does force a recall. Do we get a storm? Sentries, they get targeted down. Oof. Massive pickoffs. Storms are coming in. Oh my god, that was an insane storm. The army gets cleaned up at the same time. Marines, they bust into the natural. Overcharge gets buffed. And herO does warp it in time, but it's going to cost him workers. 8 probe kills. herO holds. Honestly, a pretty nice defense here by herO. It cost him a lot of sentries, cost him 8 workers, but that could have been game. That could have been it. Now hero's moving out with the counterattack. How many High Templar? 2. 2 never mind. 1 High Templar in the War Prism. 1 Storm. Drop gets spotted. herO is aware. herO getting surrounded. Not like this. The army comes in from behind. Storm will zone away. herO cannot push in. Does have to retreat. Very tense game state here. herO getting away with the Zealot drop. There is somewhat of an army in position. ByuN is going for the double drop into the main. Once again, going for the mineral line. Probes are going down. Gain 2 workers. Going for the forge. And the forge is going to fall. And massive pick off the army is overstun, but brutal positioning. herO going for the feedback. Oh! Getting full medevac. Very nicely done. Full medevac goes down. Well, High Templar exposed. Gets 1. Gets 2. Oof. 2 High Templar and all the Marines do survive. Aye, aye, aye. Finally going to be shut down, but very nice pick. Here he wants another High Templar. He gets it. No, gets a 3rd High Templar. Massive pick off the trades. That was like, what, 6 Marines? If not 5? Oof. But that could have been 3 extra storms. Last herO moving out. Does have a solid Zealot count. Still going for the dive. Still has 2 storms. Prism is getting low. Drops High Templar. Lands 1 storm. Just the 1. Gets the tank, but ByuN will hold. Another High Templar goes down. And another. Yeah, ByuN snipes every single High Templar. Without storms, how can herO contest against this? He cannot. The Immortals are going down. And ByuN, he can keep pushing. Brutal losses for the Protoss. Losing the High Templar, the Immortals just down to gateway units. And hero's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble here. And ByuN knows that he's rallying across the map. Behind this, 3rd CC was heavily delayed. Very late 3rd base. ByuN on 2 bases, taking into Ghost, which is crazy. Pushing forward. Going for the kill. Zealots, they will catch some SCVs, but ByuN, there's no reason to turn around. There's no reason. Massive EMP. No storms. There's 1 storm coming in. Oh, the EMP lands. And the EMPs are brutal, and ByuN is snowballing out of control. There's almost nothing left to defend. Boys are being pulled. It's going to be a meat grinder. So many probes falling. Nova goes off. Massive connection. The Novas. Not bad. But is it worth it? Doesn't matter. As ByuN targets down every single Stalker. Doesn't quite get the Disruptor, but he gets 21 probe kills. And behind this, ByuN establishes his own 3rd. Does establish his 3rd base. And herO, he's on his last legs. Desperately trying to hold on, taking another expansion. getting into more disruptors. And I mean, disruptors, they are the great equalizer. They have a lot of potential for damage, as we saw. The only reason why herO is still in this game is because of that Nova, because of that disruptor. But there's only so much they can do. Oh my god. Oh, the juggling. ByuN saves the Winter Mines. Saves. Oh, never mind. There's one left. Jumping in. There he goes off. No! Getting 2 probe kills, but does get the Winter Mine in the end. And ByuN is just rallying across the map. He's just overwhelming his opponents. Yeah, disruptors, they're not going to do much here. They get targeted down one after the other. There's just not enough support. Not enough sustain. And the third base is being broken. ByuN is snowballing out of control. Nova goes off once again. Doesn't connect. We do get a storm. ByuN stands in it. It doesn't matter. He can keep going. He can stim. He can win. There's 3 Stalkers left. 2 Stalkers. GG gets called, and ByuN will take the series 3-1, becoming this week's Ursasaurus Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to ByuN as he will take the series. It was a very chaotic series as well. I mentioned before, we did not get a single macro game. We didn't really get any kind of standard macro openers or any kind of standard back and forth mid game. It was very chaotic, a lot of proxies, a lot of aggression, a lot of all-ins, just hyper aggression between herO and ByuN, which is what we appreciate. It's what we want. It's what we're here for. It's what we're here for. The closest we got to quote-unquote macro was post-youth, if you recall, where ByuN went into 3cc and snowballed out of control. But even then, it wasn't much of a back and forth. Like, the failed proxy did kind of determine a lot of how that game went. And with that, congratulations. Congratulations to ByuN. But a shout out to herO, because even though herO goes down here, remember, as I mentioned before, herO has been on hiatus. Ever since EWC and WTL wrapped up, herO, he has been taking a break. He has been on vacation, and now he's back. Now he's back, of course, a little bit rusty around the edges, but still made it to the finals, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure herO is going to be looking to shake that rust off and get back into the grind, get back into the swing of things here. Again, we do have 5 open cups a week. We have the Sparkling Tuna Cup, we have Tenacious Turtle Tussle, we have Ursasaurus Cup, we have the Warty TV Mondays, we have a KSRS. We have plenty of open cups here, and I'm sure herO is going to be embracing them alongside everyone else. Here we go. With that, GG, well played. Congratulations. Oh. Sorry, I'm messaging ByuN. I have to. We have to find out. Did ByuN sleep today, or did he pull an all-nighter? Last week. You know what? So I asked ByuN. I was like, "Papi, did you sleep today?" And he's like, "Yes, I need sleep." Z. Beautiful, beautiful. But ByuN is an animal. ByuN is one of the few, I think he's the only player actually that that stays up and plays in every single open cup. He is, again, very much so a grinder, and yeah, with that, takes it all in the end. GG, well played. A sleep-deprived ByuN is a ByuN on another level. Another level. We saw that last week as well. Did see that last week. Am I crazy? Was ByuN last week's champion? Yeah, he was. Yeah. Who was the person that said that ByuN was like slumping or something? Like, what do you mean? He won last week's tournament as well over Max Packs. He's been winning everything. Watch some more StarCraft, Matthew. Watch some more StarCraft. With that, GG, well played. And yeah, with that, we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up here. We're kind of putting a pin on the tail end of all these open cups. We just wrapped up this week's tournaments, and we will be having the rest of the night off, of course. The rest of the evening, we are going to be having free. There's no second broadcast tonight, and our next broadcast should be, I believe, tomorrow. Let me just double check. So as ByuN is our back-to-back champion, sorry, not tomorrow, in 2 days. In 2 days' time, we're going to be casting the pond. We're going to be hosting the Pondcast. If you're curious, what is the Pondcast? Well, if you don't have the time to watch everything, which I don't blame you. I mean, I don't even have the time to cast everything. Even Even we have to sleep at some point during the European tournaments. But if you can't always tune into these events, then we do have a weekly wrap-up show. We have the podcast every single Thursday, and during the podcast, we go over the week's events, the week's content, and the week's results of online tournaments, well, just tournaments in general. So if you're interested, if you want to hear our take on things, if you want to hear us, just go over the events, the storylines, the return of herO, the return of Zound last week, which we did talk about, and many other events. There's a lot that did occur, like Young Yakov left the Platinum Heroes. We had some more tournaments popping up as well. There's a lot to go over. We'll go over it in a couple of days on the podcast. So if you're interested, we got you covered there. Again, it's been a while since we've had a regular kind of talk show for SC2, and because we have some downtime, because we're in the off season, we have some free time to host a show like that. So yeah, there you go. So if you're interested, we got you covered in 2 days. In 2 days' time. Duh. There we go. And with that, we are wrapping up. We're going to be wrapping up here. The next cast, again, the next show on the channel is going to be in 2 days. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Have a great time. Have a great week. Oh boy, it's been quite intense. I would love some rest, but at the same time, even though I am a little bit tired, by a little bit I mean a lot tired. But I'm a little tired. It's time to ladder. It's time to ladder, Poppy. Let's go. Here we go. Again, I haven't been able to stream and I haven't been able to ladder in a long time, just because we've been busy casting. But because we only had one cast today, may as well hop over and have a cheeky ladder session. Don't expect too much. I am quite fatigued. Not gonna lie. I am a little bit fatigued, so we're gonna smurge, Pappy. We're gonna smurge. I might actually make some coffee. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I did want to ladder at least for a couple of hours. So if you're interested, you can follow me on my own personal channel at light_VIP on Twitch. I do stream whenever I can, usually for busy casting though, especially in an intense schedule. I do avoid streaming and I do avoid laddering just so I can like preserve my energy for casting. But because we have some free time, may as well ladder. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. You can follow us on all things Cranky Ducklings, !socials in the chat, and you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things Cranky Ducklings. We do stream on YouTube as well as Twitch. VODs are available on YouTube instantly as well under the live tab. So if you want to tune into some of these matches, if you want to tune into some of our casts, but you can't tune in live, then check out the VODs. Check out the VODs on YouTube and on Twitch as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. You can support us by following, by subscribing. You can check out our Patreon as well. And we'll see you guys in a couple of days for the podcast. Until then, thanks for watching. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.